Welcome, friends. One of the biggest surprises for me, and not feeling so much a Lisa, is the change in my values. I had so many things that I just thought were the right way things should be. But if I'm attached to those, then there's always a reaching, always a arriving, always a getting to something. And it turns out this is the infinite. Exactly what's happening, exactly how I am, is the infinite. So if those old thoughts start coming back up, I just look and see what is the value here that those thoughts serve, and do I have to hold that value anymore? So it can be anything. It can be I shouldn't burn the food, or any other kind of mistake I might make, forgetting something on a trip or whatever, little things or big things. I had a car accident. Whatever it is, I just look and see, wow, this that we are includes all of those things. It includes disappointing someone else. It includes having a car accident. It includes any number of apparent mistakes. And so I just look and see now, this that we are, that's unfolding and includes this as its perfect unfolding. What is the good here? Maybe my idea of good is not accurate. So I always look and see what is the actual good. Since my idea of good isn't accurate, I want to be able to experience and appreciate what is the real good that is served here. One thing that I've seen over and over and over is that enlightenment, the flow of what we are, serves itself. It serves further enlightenment. In other words, it's constantly allowing people to see that what they're leaning on isn't true. If we're thinking that we're dependent on something other than this pure, energetic, perfect flow, if we think we need anything else, if I think I need perfect health, if I think I need a particular relationship, if I think I need somebody else to not be hurting, if I think I need the environment to be a certain way, it shows me no. And the higher thing being served is a dropping away of needing any of that, and instead a reliance on this inner ongoing strength. It's a constant invitation. It's appearing to me, constant invitation here, but a constant invitation everywhere to not rely on anything but this single flow. So yeah, of course, there's a movement to help here and improve things there and take care of that, of course. But the fundamental constant invitation is various things don't go according to those apparent ideals, is this invitation to rely on this certain aliveness that is erupting here and now as the only source, as the good. And so, yeah, when things are falling apart, it's an invitation for anybody who's leaning on them to stop leaning on them. So, yeah, I help when I feel called and able to help. But when I'm not able, I actually trust this new value. That if people are being invited to find that inner strength, and it is in everyone, I've now listened to stories of many, many people who have woken up at all kinds of ages, all kinds of situations, when all of a sudden they just felt this assurance, this light, this inner wisdom. You never know when somebody's about to head into one of those moments. So that's one of my values that's changed. I now see that is the main value, that everybody gets this invitation to see what we are. That is the main value. So it's really relaxed my previous ideologies. Another area where I've been surprised how my values have changed is when I look out into the world, or or at myself, and I think, oh, it's just, too chaotic, too not peaceful, too inharmonious. And okay, that's again some mental, conceptual, non real ideology. What we are unfolds as apparent chaos. It unfolds. If we feel into it more deeply, I always end up discovering there is an underlying harmony, but it looks like chaos sometimes. It looks like war. It looks like whatever is. There's no arriving. Obviously, there's a movement. The next moment and the next moment will come. But what we are is erupting and dancing and includes apparent chaos. And letting go of my attachment to what peace has to look like. That there is a silence in between every sound. There is a silence that includes sound. There is a stillness that includes movement. There is a peace that includes chaos. So rather than being attached to, this body system, feeling, safe and regulated, instead, there's a openness, an openness to experiencing upheaval, and knowing that the upheaval is it too. So one of the ways I found I could appreciate that more was lifting up a tree in the nature, a dead tree, dead log, and seeing all that proliferation of life underneath. All the bugs and worms and mushrooms, whatever's under there. And seeing that made me realize, wow, there's a dancing movement with everything intertwined and entangled in a perfect abundance. And while chaos may not be the previous Lisa's comfort zone, there's an ability to just know, yes, this is it too. This is it too. And the inner strength is here. And there's a willingness to just ride with it, to question, and where's this going to lead? I don't have to fight for whatever calm equanimity I thought should be demonstrated around me. Instead, I can just flow with the apparent chaos around me. Sure, there may be rumblings up in my system as I feel it reverberating, and there may be points where there is a place where there's a no, simple yes, a simple no. But there's not a complaint against what is happening. There's a welcoming. What am I going to learn about this that I am, even in the chaos? And there's always something, always, through the chaos. I just usually afterwards I can understand it better, and I can look back over the chaos and be aware all of a sudden, oh, I see. It was helping tear down this, or it was helping to move people into the right places for the next experience. It was ending something that the ending actually was the birth of something else. The chaos has over and over in my life yielded great results, great fruit. So I'm able to ride in the chaos and know, yes, this is it too. So this is just this constant thing of discovering new values, because I see that at any time I'm saying, well, this isn't quite it. That's an imagined thought. And that is an imagined concept. This is it. And this that we are is not tame. This that we are doesn't fit in any boxes or any labels. And it calls forth a different kind of courage that turns out must be what we are, because that's what keeps getting called forth. And it seems to be committed to bringing that courage forth. Just going through, it arises as this new courage, new strength. So you might check and see, what are the values for you, the invitation that life makes as you go through. And we think, oh, that can't be what is right. That can't be what peace and enlightenment look like. But it always already is exactly this that we are, this one infinite flowing energy. So it's only an imagination that could create a concept that it should be any other than it is.